you were thrown in a human trafficking rink.
Yeah.
How did that go down? Like, what's that even mean?
Okay, so kind of if you haven't gotten the idea of like the startup to initially how rocky my stability and relationship is with my parents, they weren't really that sheltering. Like, I wasn't really sheltered throughout my life. Like, there were times where I went out of my way to not feel sheltered, but for the most part, parents aren't handed a parenting book. Yeah. So I'm not at all shaming where they were at during that time in my life, but they could have definitely been there a little bit more. Yeah. I had this ex-boyfriend. I was 17. He was well aware of my age, mind you, and he was 28. And it started off with me cleaning millionaires' mansions around San Luis Obispo and up and down California. And I was not naked. I was just simply cleaning homes, making money that way. And then he threw out to me like him owning an escort company. Now, I didn't have any idea what that was during that time of my life. And because I was so madly in love with this man, I was like, I'll do anything. Like, I'm your ride or die. I got you, B. Like, to let fall or fly. Like, I was on some stupid shit. Like, do not chase men. Do not chase anyone but yourself. So he was like, let's do this. And I was like, what is that? And he was like, basically, like, why fuck for free when you can make money, ultimately? And I remember he was like, well, let's convince your mom to get you out here to Lompoc and you'll come stay and live here with me. And I was like, I would love that, because during that time, my mom and I were not having it. Mm-hmm. We were not able to talk. We were just butting heads. It was really hard to consistently be surrounded by someone who you just felt like you couldn't trust or just talk to. Like, it was getting to the point where, like, I'd be alone in the room while everyone's upstairs socializing, and I was just completely isolating myself. And so she was like, you know, if this is what you want, like, you're almost 18, like, you gotta learn at some point what it's like to live on your own. Why not? Whatever. So she was like, here, pack your things. I packed my things, and she came and picked me up. Or he came and picked me up, mind you. Sorry, I was thinking about my mom. So he came from Lompoc to pick me up, and on our way down to Lompoc was when he was explaining to me, as I remember so vividly, we were on the 101 in 5 cities, and he explained to me how he has a whole ass another girlfriend. And this was the first time I ever tried polyamorous relationship, mind you, which I've learned throughout the years. It is completely how you and your partner or partners determine that relationship to be. It is not defined by any means. And he really tried to pressure me into, like, just adapting to it right away. Like, he was like, okay, so if you're going to do this, I'm going to take you to my uncle's down here in Santa Maria. And he's like the real OG pimp. Like, he came from a family that potentially initiate or feel like they're a part of the Crip gang. Okay. So, like, they are more hardcore and they live a lifestyle that I, throughout my childhood, did not understand nor know about until this man came in my life. Let me tell you, we go down to Santa Maria, and this fool has me pulling up to some ghetto ass area with hella cars that are just like all tinted. Like, there's no watermarked cars because there's like a bunch of tricks, which are like guys that pay for money, like fucking. So, like, a bunch of tricks don't necessarily have, like, watermarked cars.
What's a watermarked car?
A watermarked car is when you can see through your window.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So, it was definitely an area where, like, pimps would come around, or, like, there'd be other prostitutes, or just some heavy-ass shit going down, like some drug deals, some drug busts. There was, like, actually, like, around the corner, a drug bust going down with, like, the SWAT and, like, hella, like, cops and shit. It was hella sus. And I was scared. It was my first time going down there, and he has me meet his uncle. And his uncle, I remember he walks me up, and he's like, come upstairs to the bedroom. And so I went, and he was like, okay, take your clothes off. And I was like, what? You just want me to strip right here? He's like, no, I want you to go in the bathroom and take off your fucking clothes, bitch. And I was like, whew, like.
Your boyfriend didn't say this, the uncle did?
No, the uncle did. No, my boyfriend would not talk
He was not
to
in
me
the
like
room.
that. He wasn't in the room. So
Why didn't you say fuck you?
are you trying to get pin slapped? The fuck? Like, no, pins are not like that. They will put you in your place real quick. Like, no.
Dude, that does not sound like a fun environment to be in.
No, it was very scary. I was 17. I thought I was in love. And this boy, like, for months, almost 6 months, had me wrapped around his fingers. Like, before this all started initially happening. So his uncle, like, sees me naked and tells me to, like, spread my ass and, like, all this shit. And, like, he's like, oh, you got that nice white little snow bunny type pussy type shit. And I was like, I didn't even know what to say. Like, how do you say anything to that? Like, a guy's literally looking at you, staring at you as though you're a piece of meat. Like, you don't really want to say anything, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, I put on my clothes because he told me to, and then we leave, and we're on our way down to Lompoc. Not even right before we get to Lompoc, there is some, like, shootout or some shit. I was like, fuck, dude. Like, this is some savage ass shit. And, like, we get unpacked and situated, and right off the bat, I'm having to meet the chick I'm supposed to apparently start fucking with.
Chick?
Yeah, so he, like, I was finding out on our way down that there's a whole ass other female that lives there too, and she's gonna be our partner, like, our girlfriend, and this bitch, let me tell you, from the jump, did not fuck with me. And to be honest, the feelings were mutual. She was a beautiful girl, but she got some fucking issues. And I remember her issues became my issues. And, like, the first night, the same fucking night, after all this shit occurred, he's like, okay, now grab the cute outfit you want to wear on the blade and let's go. And so I packed my things. She had packed her things, and we started heading up north to, like, the Bay Area. And we get to,
what type of cars are these people driving?
Oh, well,
like,
see,
nice cars?
Oh, most definitely. See, we're on our way up. We finally hit the Bay Area, and at this point, we switched positions. He started driving, and this stupid old fart in a minivan fucking backs into our car while we were on a stoplight or stop sign. Like, who backs up while you're at a stop sign? This fool did. And he decides to fuck up the front bumper, and, like, that was a whole ordeal. Come to find out, he didn't have insurance, so we had to pay out of pocket. So that night, he made me work. The very first literally first day initially going to Lompoc, having to drive straight to fucking the Bay Area, he had me hit the blade. And
what's hit the blade mean?
So the blade is basically where the tricks come to pick up chicks, and the pimps will be riding around. Mind you, I'm gonna fucking sell you shit out, bruh. Pimps be driving Lyfts and Ubers. You cannot trust Lyfts and Ubers in the Bay Area, bro. That shit is not safe. I almost got kidnapped over 10 times. Even with I don't trust Mercedes minivans, like the big ones, the vans. Don't trust those. No. I almost got kidnapped. It was horrible. But no, so, like, I hit the blade, and I can remember vividly the first thing I ever did. And it was this old white 40-year-old man, and he wanted head. And so, mind you, for every encounter, because my ex, like, was very particular and wouldn't have it if you didn't use protection, every time we gave head or gave a hand job or fucked, you had to use a condom. We were not allowed to kiss. We were not allowed to have the clients eat us out. And it was for our protection and their protection. So,
like, your boyfriend's protection?
Everyone's protection. Okay. So, like, I had to use, like, condoms for head. I had to use condoms for hand jobs. I had to use a condom for them to fuck me. I wouldn't let them kiss me. I wouldn't let them eat me out. I wouldn't let them do anything. And I remember, like, the first time I ever had to do it, like, this old man, like, was really weird. And I saw in his wallet that like he was married and had children because I saw a family photo.
What?
Yeah, and I realized just like how scummy some men can really
For
be.
sure,
Like I was
dude.
really like I was a young girl. Like first of all, it took him an hour to convince me to go out of the car. Like I was shaking, I was hyperventilating, I was crying. I was like, "This isn't love. Like I love you, and I would never ever have you do this. But here you are making me feel like this is the position I need to be in because." You have 6 beautiful children that I love as though they're my own. And like, I would help pay for everything. Like, for him, for the kids, for myself. He would take all of my money. Like,
You're saying this was the boyfriend?
the
or
boyfriend.
The person that's...
The boyfriend would have me give him all the money and would pay for everything for the kids. And he made me feel like if I didn't get out of that car to go suck that old man's dick, that isn't love, that I can't make profit off of myself, that I'm not putting him or myself in a better position in life. And he was trying to just brainwash me. Like there were times and days where I was up so late and I started getting to the point where I started tweaking out on meth with old girl because she was in a fucked relationship with him as well. Like he forced her to get an abortion. And then she started tweaking and he liked me and wanted me to be on the blade for him because I was a proper snow bunny. I didn't use drugs. I was very polite. I was very elegant and people paid more for me. And so he looked at us as merchandise and there